Hi everyone, and Happy New Year. This is Tiffany with Ready Set Create, and coming to you on New Year's Eve night, December 31st, 2024. Glad to have you joining me. Hi Angel. Figured there'd be a few late night people and I would catch you before the ball drops, so you still have a chance to watch the ball drop and do the countdown and everything. But I wanted to come to you and do my last page of 2024. So let's get started. There is an app called Top 9, and I use Instagram for a lot of my photos. And so if you use this Top 9 app, it will pull the top 9 most liked photos from Instagram. And so I did that earlier today, and I got these 9 photos, and it's just kind of a fun way to do the highlights of the year. So I like to do a top 9 page every year. So I printed these as little 2x2s, and then I pulled out my Passport to Adventure papers, and I'm going to use these to create the layout. And I'm working in the Happy Album this year, so this is my second Happy Album of the year, and you can see it is jam-packed. So this is going to be the last page that goes in this album, and I actually have to do some rearranging and take a few of these from the beginning of this album and put them in the first album, because this is kind of the second half of 2024. The other one has the first half. I'm just going to take a few of these and move them over to the other one so they're spaced out a little bit more evenly, but this will be the final page that goes in here. So that's what I'm going to be working on. And I'm going to start with my background paper, and I'm just going to look through Passport to Adventure to see what I want. Something kind of neutral to be the background. So just seeing what is in here. Oh, I like that kind of grid. I'll probably use that. And then I think I'll use this stripe and the other side here for matting my photos. So I hope everyone's been having a good holiday week. I'm going to pull out that scrap too, just in case I would like it. I have been pretty busy with different holiday festivities and things, and then we have a scrapbooking weekend event coming up this weekend. So yeah, I've just been kind of out straight, but was looking forward to making a layout tonight. So I am trimming this to 10 by 6 3/4 because that is the size of my Happy Album. So it's I really like working with this size. It did take some time to get used to it, but I'm really enjoying it now that I am used to it. And this paper I'm going to trim to 5 by 7. That's going to be my background for my photos. And I wanted to use this yellow scrap was in my project folder. I think I showed that to you. I keep all my collections in project folders like this. So then any scraps that I have, I put in these back pockets. And this yellow piece was in there, and I thought that would be nice to use. So once I'm done working on this layout, I will put all the pieces back in here, and I will tuck the scraps in this pocket back here. Really helps me to stay organized. So I'm going to pull these and put them off to the side. So this piece I really liked. I thought that would be a nice scrap to put there. And then I wanted to use the photo border maker cartridge. Trying to think of what this is called. It's kind of It's an older one. You can't get it anymore, but it's one that I have used a lot. And since this is like the highlights of the year and a bunch of photos, I thought it would be good for this layout. So I'm just popping that in here. Ooh, this is a scrap that I had here on my table, and it's a pretty heavy duty piece of cardstock, so it just takes some muscle to punch that cartridge. So there I have that nice border. This is a cartridge that I use quite a bit. It's a favorite of mine. Like I said, it is an older one, but it's one that I really enjoy. A film strip, thank you. My brain just completely blanked on that one. Thank you. So I'm just trimming that. Oh yeah, this is thick paper, so I have to remember to make sure I cut all the way through. I still didn't quite get it. Okay. So I've got my film strip, and I'm going to trim this yellow paper to 10 inches in length so that it fits on my background. And then I'll trim that film strip as well. This is going to be a really simple layout to put together. Really the most difficult part was just sizing my photos and printing them. That was probably the most time-consuming thing. I usually print my photos from home on my selfie printer, which I did today. If I'm going to a crop and I'm going to be using a lot of photos, then I will send them to Walgreens or CVS or something. But just for quick little one-offs, I just use my selfie printer. Makes life really easy. So just getting that first scrap down. Then I'm going to grab my repositionable because this border has a lot of holes. So I'm just going to use that so that it's only sticking to the border. And I will put that down on the paper. And now I'm going to grab my Peekaboo pockets, because what I want to do is use a Peekaboo pocket to do my journaling. So I'm going to do the 5x7s, and this is how I store all my Peekaboo pockets, in a project folder as well, because now I can have a pocket for each size of the Peekaboo pockets, and then this is really easy for me to take to crops, and it's so easy to keep track of which ones I have. So when I switched over to doing this, I found it so helpful. And I'm actually using my Peekaboo pockets a lot more now that I have them organized like this. So I have my 5x7s, my 4x8s, I have my big 6x12s in here. And then on this side, I have my 4x6s, my 4x4s, and my 3x4s. So I can easily see all the sizes that I have, and I can also easily see which ones I need, which ones I want to use, that kind of thing. So my idea is to have this here, and then I can flip it up and have my journaling underneath. Just trying to decide if I want this. I think I'll do that, and then have the stripes underneath. So I'm going to trim my photos now and mat them all on this paper. So do any of you do an end of the year kind of layout at all? I've always done some sort of kind of wrap up end of the year layout. Sometimes with plans for the new year, or maybe a picture of each person with what our New Year's resolutions are, that kind of thing. I don't really do New Year's resolutions. My birthday's in February, and I make a birthday list every year. So kind of like resolutions, but that's when I do mine. So this kind of end of the year highlight thing. It's really fun to do, and just a great way to capture those memories from the year. So I just did them as little 2x2s, and I have, it's funny just what Instagram, you know, which photos on Instagram got the most likes, is how this is set up. So it's my daughter's graduation, and oh, actually, I think, I gotta think of how I'm doing this. Maybe I didn't make this big enough. So I've got my daughter's first day of school, of grad school, a bonfire. This was just last week when we went to see The Grinch. My ballot from the presidential election, my daughter's graduation. This was just a day that the kids were all at the house. I have too many. So I'm going to take out this one because it's not really a great photo. And maybe I'll take out the bonfire because that's not that exciting. I'll put that one there. I printed too many. That's okay. So now I'm going to adhere these onto my photo mat. And you could put them in chronological order or whatever kind of order you would like them to go in. I think mine went in order of when they happened during the year. What I'm going to do is I'll use my typewriter to type up what each one was and put that on the back. So now I pulled out these kind of jumbo letters from, these were from Close to My Heart, and I wanted to spell out, my plan was to spell out top 9, but since I'm not doing 9, I only have 6, so I'm going to do top 6. The app is called Top 9 Angel, and it's connected to your Instagram, but you know, I mean, you could, I'm sure there's probably something for Facebook too. You could look and see if, look on the App Store for a top 9, or worst case, you scroll through all your photos and look and see which ones had the most likes, or just look for your own personal top 9 or top 6 and do that. You don't have to base it on the likes or anything. So I'm going to spell out top 6 on here. And I like how kind of big and chunky these letters are. And they're foam, so they raised up a little bit. And it's kind of fun. Actually, I'm going to scoot these over because I wanted to do the hashtag because it was an app and it had the hashtag. So I did want to use that. The nice thing about these foam stickers is it does give you a little bit of time to rearrange them if you need to. Just gonna squish that over a little bit. You don't use X's very often. I don't anyways. And then I think I'll turn it this way and do the 2024. Oops, I don't want to cover my daughter's face. So I'm gonna start it over here. Because if I put this 0 here, it's gonna go right on her face. So I will start it down this way. And you could do this as just your own personal highlights and just scroll through the photos that you've taken and do some highlights. And if you're doing a 12 by 12 page, then you can print them even bigger. You can include more photos if you still want to do them small. So this is going to get folded over underneath. This is going to go in here. And I will actually not attach this until I put it in the album, and this will go right on top of my page protector like that. But then underneath here, I want to have another piece of paper. So I'm going to see what else I have. I think I'm going to use this gray. And I want my photos, I want it to be matted over this. So this is going to be, instead of 5 by 7, I'm going to trim it to 5.5 by 7.5. So I have a little bit of a mat around the whole thing. And then I'm going to grab my white journaling paper. And trim this to 5 by 7. I love having the journal paper. Just makes it so easy to add that journaling onto your page. So now this is going to go here. Oops. We have had fireworks going on all night in my little neighborhood. I don't know about you, but I was watching a movie earlier. I was watching When Harry Met Sally, because that's my favorite New Year's Eve movie. And I was hearing this noise. I couldn't figure out what it was. And then I realized, oh, it's fireworks. So I'm just checking to make sure. Yep, that's good. So now it's as if my photos are matted on this gray. But then when I lift this up, I will have more room for photos underneath if I'd like, or I can do some journaling there. I think what I'm going to do is my journaling here, and then I think I will type up just a quick description of each one of these photos. So that will go on the back here, and this will be where my journaling goes. So I'm just going to adhere this down. And then, like I said, once this goes into the album, I will peel this adhesive and stick this right on top of my page protector. And so once it's in the album and under the page protector, you will still be able to use this flipping mechanism with the Peekaboo Pocket. So that came together super fast. That was a 20-minute page with me chatting too. 20 minutes, that's pretty good. So I will just show you real quick. It's gonna go in here. So this album is, it starts in June and it goes through January. But I think what I'm going to do is take a few of these out. So it will probably start like maybe, let's see, maybe here. I gotta find a single page that I can start with. A lot of summer things. So maybe here I can start. and just take those out and put them in my other album. And then the rest of these will be in the second half of 2024. Just doing a super quick flip through here. I have these that I still have to put the pages in and put the page protectors in here. So these will all finish up the year. I still have a couple of November pages to make, and then this will be the final layout of 2024. And then I'll get started on 2025. I had so much fun working in the Happy album, so I'm definitely going to do that again for 2025, because this format, it was new for me, but I have really enjoyed working with it. You know, I've done a lot of single page spreads, but I've done plenty of 2-page spreads as well, and have really enjoyed working with this size. I mostly have been doing little 3x4 photos, a few 4x6s here and there. But you know, my kids are older. I don't have as many photos as I used to have, so it's nice just doing these smaller pages, still having tons of fun with all the supplies. But I've really been enjoying this format. So there you have it for tonight's layout. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening if you stay awake to watch the ball drop, or if you're watching this later on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your 2024, and have a great 2025, and I hope I get to see you at one of my events soon, or just catch me again here on live. Happy New Year, everybody. Bye-bye.